Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to verify credit card numbers and expiration dates in Microsoft Access. Today's question comes from Harlan in Williston, North Dakota, one of my gold members. Harlan says, we do a lot of business at farmers markets and other rural areas without great cell service. I bring my laptop and get folks' credit card numbers and enter them in manually, then process them when I get back home. Sounds old-fashioned, I know. Not much else we can do. Everyone pretty much knows everyone, so I'm not worried about fraud. One of my major problems, however, is entering in credit card numbers or expiration dates wrong. There are 3 of us using the database, myself, my wife, and my son, and sure enough, every week we get a handful of card numbers where we have to call the customer and ask them to verify their number for us. It's a pain. Any way you can help us cut this down? Well, yes, Harlan, I have this problem too on my website. I get a lot of people that type in their credit card numbers wrong on my order form. Now, my main order form checks everything, but I've got some like promotional order pages where I didn't put all the checks in, and every now and then I'll get one with the wrong digit, and I got to email the customer. I know. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things first. I know you said you're using your laptop, but if you are using any kind of online credit card processing like Square or PayPal here, like they call Zettle now, they do have an offline mode where you can still swipe the customer's credit card or insert it or whatever. And if it's an offline mode, it'll just store that information. And then when you get within cell service or back home, you can then process all of them in a batch. So that's one option for you if you want to stop using your laptop. But if you are old school, maybe you got a terminal at home you like using and you want to stay with that, that's fine. So let's talk about verifying the card number. So in your database, to check the card number, basically Visa, MasterCard, Discover is 16 digits long and it begins with a 4, 5, or 6. 4 is Visa, 5 is MasterCard, 6 is Discover, but they all have the same format, so it really doesn't matter which is which. American Express had to be different. They're 15 digits and they begin with a 3. Now, when it comes to the expiration date, you want to make sure the month is valid, right? 01 through 12. You want the year to be greater than or equal to the current year, but not more than 10 years in the future. I have yet to see a credit card that is issued that expires more than 10 years from now, so I check that on my website. And of course, if the year equals the current year, then the month has to be greater than or equal to the current month. So it's 2022 right now. If someone types in an expiration date of 03/22, which it's currently August, that would obviously be invalid. One more thing we can do for the members, we're going to do what's called a Lun Check. It's an algorithm that checks the actual digits. It calculates a checksum, and that will sometimes catch if they put a number in the middle wrong, for example. This I get all the time. So that'll be covered in the extended cut for the members. Now, to be clear, we're not submitting anything to the bank. We're not online at all with this. This is just verifying the numbers that were entered are valid numbers as far as the formatting goes. Okay, we're not determining if it's a valid card. We're not authorizing anything. We're not checking to make sure they're under their limit, all that stuff. Yes, I do know how to do all this stuff. I do it from my own website. If you want to see me make a video on this, post a comment below, and I'll put something together. I personally use PayPal for both my PayPal orders and all my credit card transactions. Been using them for a while now. They're absolutely fantastic. They've got an API and a software development kit that I can show you how to plug into Access and into your website. So if you guys want to see a video on that, let me know. Okay, before we get started, a couple of videos you need to watch first. You need to know what an input mask is and how to use it. You need to know what the format property is. You need to know your string functions, left, right, len, those kind of things. Go watch my year-end reporting video if you don't know how to use the date functions like year, month, day, those kind of things. Yes, we're going to be writing some VBA, so if you've never done any VBA programming before, go watch this video. All of these are free, by the way. They're on my website. They're on my YouTube channel. I'll put links down below that you can click on. A little bit of VBA is required today to do the cool stuff. I want you to know what the after update event is. We're going to use its cousin before update, so go learn this one. And you should know how to write an if, then, else, and if statement. If not, go watch this. And I'm sure there's going to be a couple other things popping up throughout the video that I'll point out to you. But these are the big ones. Okay, so here I am in the Tech Help free template. This is a free database. You can download a copy off my website. Yes, for those of you who follow along with all my videos and watch me every week, yes, I made some little minor updates. It's version 1.82 now. Just changed color a little bit. And mostly I added a bunch of new customer records. All right, this came about when we were doing the email, automatic email thing. And I'm like, I need more data in here. So I got more stuff for credit limits and all this stuff. So I just filled a bunch of customers in here. And I added some extra contacts and stuff, but that's okay. It's meaningless for this particular video. I just wanted to point out because people are going, "Oh, wait, you changed the database." Yeah, just a tiny bit, Okay. So the first thing we have to do is put fields in our customer table to store the credit card number. So we're going to put in here credit card, and we're going to put in expiration date. I like putting expiration date in a single text field. Formatted MMYYYY. That's my preference. If you want to keep those as separate fields, that's totally up to you. Now, as far as my understanding goes, you are not supposed to store anything else. The CVV number, all those things. You're allowed to use them for the first transaction, and that's it. You're not supposed to store it in your database. Apparently, from what I've read, and this seems to work fine for me, you use the CVV code for the first transaction, and then somehow the bank and your processor or whatever, they remember that relationship, and they know that you're allowed to charge that card if it's a recurring thing. If not, you got to tell the person to tell their credit card company, yeah, these people are okay. I don't know. It works for me. I get it for the initial one on my website, make that initial transaction, then I don't save it. And future transactions without it seem to go through okay. So maybe the bank somehow knows there's a relationship there. I don't exactly know. If you guys have more information on this, you know more than I do, please post in the comments and let me know. All I know is to be PCI compliant, you only store the credit card number and the expiration date, and only if you have a relationship where you keep, where you have like a recurring membership kind of thing. You're not supposed to save this stuff. Okay. But, Harlan, in your case, yeah, you're collecting it offline and then processing when you get back. If it's a one-time sale, you're technically supposed to delete this information after you make that one-time sale, unless it's a recurring thing. Like if, it's a bushel, you're shipping a bushel of apples a week to them, or I don't know, whatever. I only keep credit card numbers for memberships and stuff on my website. All right, anyways, let's set some input masks. Let's go to credit card, and the input mask for this is going to be, it's got to be 15 characters or 16. So we're going to do 15 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and a 9. Why the 9? Well, because that last digit's optional. 0 means you have to have a digit. 9 means you may have a digit. So I need at least 15. 16 if it's not American Express. Okay? And I'm not going to put the dashes there because I don't know what format it is, right? American Express is 4 followed by 6 followed by 5 characters, right? And then the rest of them are 4, 4, 4, 4. I do cover how to do custom input masks based on the data that's in there in the extended cut for the input mask video. So go watch that if you really want to learn how to do that. And for expiration date, I will put in here 00-0000 because those are all required and the format's always the same. Okay, so that's all we need in the table. Let's save that, close it down. Let's go over to our form now. Here's our customer form. And design view. And I'm going to simplify this thing just for the purposes of this class. We don't need a lot of the stuff that's on here. Let's just delete all this crap. And I'm just going to get rid of this. And we'll just keep the address just so it looks nice. We'll slide it up here. And let's put the credit card and expiration dates on the form. So add existing fields, credit card, expiration date, drag them, drop them right there. Slide them up. Credit card number can be bigger. A little format painting. Dink, dink. And of course, we'll make that say credit card, and we'll make that say expiration date like that. Okay. Close this. Slide that over there. Keep it nice and small. Okay. Let's start with the update event for credit card. Now, go to the events tab. There's after update and before update. Now, I've got an after update video that I wanted you to watch. It's basically, this is the event that runs after the user updates that number, but it's already been saved to the table. Okay, the nice thing about before update, and I actually have a video on before update specifically coming out very shortly here. It's on my list. I haven't done it yet, but I'll just tell you what it is. The difference is before update goes after the customer has already typed in, or the user, I should say, has already typed in the value, but it has not yet been committed to the table. It's just in the form. Okay? So that gives you the opportunity to cancel it. You can check the validity of what's been typed in, and if it's not a good value, like a bad credit card number, for example, you can say, hey, this ain't right, and exit out without saving it. Okay, that's the benefit of before update. So go to before update, go to ... That's going to bring up our Visual Basic editor. There we go. And now we're in the credit card before update, which can be canceled, right? It says an integer, but you can set it to true or false. I always use true or false because it makes more sense. Okay. So in here, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to check all those conditions that I mentioned at the beginning of the video and see if everything works. Okay? First thing I'm going to do is check that left digit on the credit card. Now, the credit card number is a string, so we're going to treat everything as strings here. That's okay. I'm going to grab that and put it into a separate string, though. So dim C as a string. And I'm also going to need an L for the length of the string itself. So L as a long. Okay? I got a value called C and a value called L. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to allow the user to blank the credit card because anybody can just come in here and just delete it. And if that's the case, no big deal. So if is null credit card, then exit sub. All right, they've entered a blank one. You know, they got a bad one, whatever. They got to cancel it. No problem. Blank it out. Don't worry about it. Okay, let them do that. Okay, let's get that first digit. C equals left credit card, comma 1. That's the leftmost. It's technically a character, but it's a digit. You see what I'm saying? It's stored as a string, but it's actually a number. But it's a number in a string, so it's kind of complicated, but it's basically a string. Okay. L equals the length of the credit card. And I'm just throwing these in their own value because it's easy to work with later on. Okay? Now, we're going to assume that everything's okay at first. And if any of these conditions fail, then we'll cancel the event. All right, so I'm going to start off by saying cancel equals false. Yeah, the function starts off with cancel being false, but I never like to take that for granted, so I always explicitly declare my values. All right, you never know, okay? So as of right now, we're not canceling the event. Everything's fine, and if we come into a situation where something's bad, we'll just say cancel's true. All right, first let's check to see if we have an invalid first digit. So it's got to be 3, 4, 5, or 6. So if it's 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, or 0, it's bad. So for that, we can use the inString function, part of those string functions I wanted you to watch, right? If inString, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are valid, 7, 8, 9, 0, okay, comma C. So if that C character, right, that first character is found in that string, that's bad. So we got to say greater than, less than 0, then cancel equals true, message box invalid first digit. Now, whether or not you want to give the user the specific reason why it's bad is up to you. I like to, because then they go, oh yeah, it's supposed to be a 3. Okay. If you just want to say bad credit card number, all right, that's up to you. That's your call. That's why you write your own software, so you can do what you want, right? And the reason why I'm using the in string, it's basically checking to see if this string here appears anywhere in this string. And remember, in string will return the position. If it's not found, it returns a 0. Okay? This just saves me from having to do a big long if-then block, right? If C equals 1, or if C equals 2, or if C equals 7, or if C equals 8, that kind of stuff. So that's just a shortcut for that. All right, so that's the first condition that we got to check. All right, else if C equals 3 and the length L is not 15, then cancel equals true, message box invalid length for American Express. Okay, so in other words, if the first character is a 3, it's got to be an American Express card, and L has to be exactly 15 characters long. Okay, length of the credit card. Everybody with me so far? All right, kids in the back row, can you see? Everything okay? All right, good. Okay. All right, let's check our other ones, our Visa MasterCards. Now, at this point, I shouldn't have to check the digit because the input mask handled that, right? The input mask having to require a digit means it's got to be a 1 through 0, 1 through 9 and a 0. Right? So now I can just say else if L is not 16, then cancel equals true. Message box, invalid length. I just put invalid length. You can put invalid length for Visa, MasterCard, Discover, whatever. Okay? So that covers all the C possibilities, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. All right. And then here we go, end if. And that's it. Now, if it gets down to the bottom here, there's nothing else more to do. What'll happen is you'll get either a message box telling you why it's a bad number, or it'll just say cancels false and exit out, and it'll save your value. All right, stop the presses, guys. I actually discovered an error in my code while I was recording the extended cut. I tried changing something on the fly when I recorded your video, and I had it in my code, and I didn't, but I forgot to do it. So here, watch this. If I do 3333 666666 55555 and hit tab, that should be a valid number, but it's coming back invalid length for American Express. Let me show you why. Let's go to our source code. Okay, this is what we've got. I'm missing something that I had in my original code, and I said we probably don't need it, but we do need it. The problem is that if we have a number with a 3, it comes right here. Okay, it evaluates. Is it 3 and the length is not 15? That's not true. So according to this branch right here, it thinks it's valid. But then it comes here and it says if it's not 16, it bumps it out. But we have to check this also to make sure it's a 4, 5, or a 6. So that's the problem. So we need to just copy this, stick it here, and then change this to 4, 5, and 6, right? That now it'll work. So it's got to be a 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, or 0. It's bad. If it's a 3 and it's not 15 characters, it's bad. If it's a 4, 5, or 6 and it's not 16 characters, it's bad. Otherwise, it's valid. So that's the little fix we had to add to that. Sorry for the goof. You may now continue with the rest of the lesson. Oh, yeah. So I'm not re-recording the whole rest of the video, so just ignore anywhere else in the code where you don't see that because it's supposed to be there. So, okay. All right. Go finish the lesson now. Go on. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Let's try it. Let's save this. Come over here. Let's close this. Close that. Let's open it back up again. All right. Credit card number. Oh, here we go. You can see our input mask is right there. All right. Ready? Let's go. 7777 5555 blah, 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 whatever. Bink, invalid first digit. Okay, all right, let's try that again. Let's do this and leave it like that. So we got a 4 in the front, but only 15 characters. Bink, invalid length. Okay, all right. Let's start off with a 3, but type in all 16 characters. Invalid length for Amex. All right, very good. And finally, let's put one in that is a valid number, like 4444, 3333, 2222, 1111, and we're good. It lets us go to the next one. Okay? So that's how you check the digits of the credit card. Like I said, there's a Lun algorithm which actually does a checksum of all of the digits because someone might have typed in an 8 versus a 3 in here, which this will allow, but the Lun algorithm checks 99% of that stuff. Okay? It's just one more way you can verify it's a valid number. It's basically a mathematical algorithm that looks at all the digits in here, adds up the values, and then tells you if it's okay or not. The goal is to try to catch the error before you actually submit the number to the credit card company. Okay? All right, so that's gold. Let's tackle the expiration date now. Same thing. Come down here. All right, let's open you up. Let's go to the before update event. All right. Put some stuff in here. What are we going to do? We're going to break up the M and the Y month and year, so dim M as a long. We're going to use the numeric values for these, all right? And then Y as a long, okay? Same thing, if they exit out, if they want to blank it, that's fine. If is null, expiration date, then exits up, okay? Is if. Okay. Oh, if I null. See, but notice, though, I caught that error just by looking at it because I noticed that is null didn't capitalize. I missed the fact that I forgot to put an S in there. So that's why when I'm typing, I type everything in lowercase, unless, of course, I'm declaring something. Okay? Now, let's get the value of M. Okay, so M is going to be, what is it? The left of expiration date, comma 2, right? That's that, but that's still a string now. Now, technically, yes, Visual Basic should cast it into the long. Type casting is when you take like a string and make it into a long integer, or a date and make it into a string, something like that. But I'm going to do it manually just to make sure. CLNG, convert to long. Okay, that makes sure that we take that string value and converts it over to numeric value. All right, same thing for Y. Y equals CLNG, the right of expiration date, comma 4. Okay, so now I got month and year separated into long integer values. Okay, same technique as before. We're going to start cancel equals false. Everything's good until it's not. Now, let's check the month first. If M is less than 1 or M is greater than 12, then cancel equals true, message box, invalid month. They typed in something like 13. Okay, else if, whoop, pressed enter, shouldn't have pressed enter. Else if, what's next? All right, let's check the year. Now, the year can't be earlier than today's date. So if Y is less than the year of date, year is a function that takes a date value. All right, so date, for example, returns today's date, and then year gets just the year out of that. I should have put this in the prerequisites. I'm going to go back and do it retroactively right now, because you guys won't even know until I just told you right now. But, okay. There, I just did it. Turns out I don't have a separate video on just the different like year, month, day functions. I'm going to make one, though. Put it on my list. I told you to watch my year-end reporting video where I cover all that stuff. But basically, date returns the current date. Year gets the year part of that date as a number, so like 2022. And so we're going to see if that is less than the current year, then we got a problem. But also, I don't want the year to be more than 10 years in the future. Because like I said in the intro, I don't know of any credit cards that give you an expiration date more than 10 years from now. So if someone accidentally types in 2072, for example, you don't want that either. So, or Y is greater than the year of date plus 10. Then, same thing, cancel equals true. Cancel equals true. Message box, invalid year. Else if, one more condition. If it's this year, but the month is less than this month, then it's also expired. Okay, so if Y equals the year of today, okay, and the month is less than the month of today, then cancel equals true. Message box, invalid month for this year. And if. And that should give you what you need to verify the month, or the year, the expiration date. I'll get it right one of these times. All right, let's check it. Come back over here, close it, save changes, yep. Open it up. All right, let's put something in. Let's put in 10-2001. Well, that's expired. Invalid year. Okay, fine. Let's put in 14-2021. Or 23. Yep, invalid month. Okay, all right, so that's working. Let's put in, can't put in letters. Okay, good. Let's put in 11 of 2021. Okay, let's put in 03 of 2022. Noting it's August right now. Invalid month for this year. All right, good enough. And there we go. Perfect. And see how it's cycled to the next record? I hate that. I'm going to make that, I should make that the default in my templates. The cycle data. I think it's under other. Yeah, other. Cycle. Current record. I'm going to make that my default setting. No, I can't do that because sometimes I like it when it goes to the next record. But for this particular one, yeah, I want to go tab, 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 tab. Okay. Now again, I'm not going to put a format on this because everyone's different. If it's Visa, MasterCard, Discover, it's one format. If it's American Express, it's a different one. I will show that in the extended cut. Let's talk about the extended cut. In the extended cut for silver members and up, we're going to make the combo boxes for the expiration date. So you can actually drop these down and pick them instead of the user having to type them in. And we'll fill this one with only valid years. Okay, so it'll be like 2022 through, let's go 10 years up. Okay. We'll do the custom format by card type. So you can see right here, this is formatted like a Visa MasterCard number. All right, if the user puts in a 3, it'll format that as an American Express number. Okay, and finally, we will do that Lun Check algorithm. So if you type in a number that doesn't match the checksum algorithm's expectation, then you'll get a message saying failed Lun Check, which basically tells you that you typed something in wrong. You probably transposed a digit. I get that all the time. And then we're going to have a gold member bonus video. I haven't done this in a while, but we're going to go beyond the extended cut. It's going to be an extended cut for the extended cut. For gold members, what we're going to do is we're going to have buttons to encrypt and decrypt the actual value. So if you look in the table, it looks like that. What is that? It's a jumble. Okay? At least that's what anyone who goes into the table will see. Right? You'll see this on the form. It's encrypted. It'll give you the first character and the last four. I like to do that for customers so anyone can open the database and go, well, sir, we have your Visa card on file ending in 4151. Do you want me to use that? That kind of thing, right? But the manager can click decrypt, and anybody can type a new number in and hit encrypt, all right? But only a manager can type in decrypt, type in a password, and then it will unscramble that and show you what the actual number is, okay? Why bother? Well, I know there's a lot of you out there that aren't using database servers. The only real secure way to keep your data from anyone getting into it without authorization is to use something like SQL Server on your backend, but I know a lot of you don't. I didn't for many, 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 many years, okay? But you still want a way to encrypt your data because anybody who has to use your database has to be able to get into that backend table, right? They have to have rights to see what's in the table. This way, at least, if someone does go poking around on your network and gets into that backend table, that's all they're going to see for the credit card number. It's a scrambled jumble of mess, okay? So I'm going to cover how to do this in the gold member extended cut. This is a lesson actually taken from my encryption seminar. I show you kind of how to do that in my full encryption seminar. Here we actually use some really crazy algorithms to properly scramble the data, like seriously scramble it. So there you go. There's your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something. I'll see you next time. How do you become a member? Click on the join button below the video. After you click the join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any tech help questions to me, and you'll get one free expert class each month after you finish the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for tech help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and one free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for Access too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this tech help video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.